Father Christmas podcast with Kim. And Father Christmas, of course.
In association with Mike FX microphone sleeves, loved by professional artists all around the world.
It is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to the Father Christmas podcast. This is brand new for myself and Father Christmas this year. However, our relationship is not brand new. Hello, Father Christmas.
Hello there, Kim. How are you? It's delightful to speak to you yet again.
Firstly, I just want to say how proud of you I am, because obviously everything's a little bit different this year, and so we've decided to produce a podcast to chat, and you've had to learn a lot more technology so that I can speak to you at your home.
Yes, I have. And as you know, for the many years we've known each other, technology is not my great forte, unfortunately. I'm learning. I'm certainly learning. Look at this. I am talking to you from, it's probably about 1,700 miles away, up in the north, in Lapland, near the North Pole. And look, it sounds as though we're together in the same room. Isn't technology absolutely wonderful?
It's just brilliant. I love that. I mean, I miss not being able to see you, but I hope that at some point we will manage to get together again. But
We certainly will, especially on one day this year, but you may not see me.
Oh, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. So let's talk a little bit about how long you and I have known each other then, Father Christmas, because it's been, I mean, we'll try not to reveal my age, if we could do that, please, but it's been many, many years, really, hasn't it?
It has indeed. We started talking on the wireless, didn't we? Some many, many years ago, possibly about 25 years ago.
Wow, yes.
I think it was. That was the first time I spoke to you as a really young girl. And we talked about many, many things. And we had a really good time because we were in the same room, weren't we?
We were.
Apart from the reindeer, who were tethered outside, who caused chaos and confusion, especially in the early days. I mean, the clearing up you had to do afterwards. Oh, dearie me, that must have been amazing.
We did work together for many years on the radio, and you would come to the studio and
Yes.
you would fly in secret, in disguise, and the reindeer would come. And as you mentioned, they made a terrible mess, but I loved every single minute of it. But actually, our relationship goes back a lot further than that, because obviously once upon a time I was a little girl, and I did.
Really? Yes.
I mean, I think I was probably around 5 years old when I wrote you my very first letter.
Yes, I remember it well, Kim. I really do. I do remember that. And there was mention, no less, of a train set, as far as I remember.
Yes, and I love my train set.
But you can still get that wonderful Hornby Double O.
You love that, don't you?
Oh, yes. That's one of the toys I do enjoy playing with, and I can understand and really come together with it. So train sets I am very good with.
You're listening to the Father Christmas podcast.
In association with Mike FX microphone sleeves, loved by professional artists all around the world.
So as we head on through this podcast over the next couple of weeks, in the run-up to Christmas, we're going to talk about some of the toys and some of the letters. But today was really just an opportunity for you and I to talk about, how we first met and how we've worked together. But I just wanted to share a memory with you, Father Christmas, and I wondered if you remembered this. But I wrote that first letter to you when I was around 5 years old, and I'm sure lots and lots of boys and girls will know this feeling. It's so exciting on Christmas Eve to go to bed and know that the next morning I'm going to wake up and there'll be some presents because you have been and you've visited the house. But you just managed to do it in secret all the time, don't you?
Well, yes, I have to, really, because if I don't, people will sort of find out what other people are getting for Christmas, and people will try and stop me from getting all around the place and delivering all the presents to all the wonderful children.
So it doesn't matter how hard we try to see you, we're never going to actually see you at the end of our beds, are we?
Oh, no. Oh, no. That would be far too frightening. Coming out of a deep sleep and seeing a man with a very strange beard and a rather rotund gentleman as I am, unfortunately. No, very frightening.
See, one year I did think that I saw you because you'd delivered my presents, and it was the year of the train set, and yes. I had a small sack at the end of my bed. You'll remember it well. It had my name and a picture of your face on it.
Yes.
And I woke up and the train set was poking out the top, and I was absolutely sure it was the top of your Father Christmas hat.
It could have been. It could have been one of those moments when I deposited the train set by the stocking, and there are times it is quite a hectic job delivering all these presents, you know, and so I have to take a little rest occasionally. If I realise that someone's really quite comfortable with me, I will probably sit down and take a little break, shall we say, just to recover and carry on with the rest of my, shall we call them, rounds?
And that's when the treats come in, aren't they? You like a treat when you visit.
Yes. I do actually need a little bit of sustenance on the way round. Sausage rolls are one of my favourites. But then, of course, there's a little nip of, say, a brandy or a sherry would fortify me as well. Just to keep body and soul together around this wonderful trip I do just once a year on Christmas Day.
So we're about a month away now from the big day, from the time you're going to head around the world. So you and I are going to catch up every week up to then. Does that sound good, Father Christmas?
It sounds absolutely wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it.
I know you're a very busy man, but I'm thinking that if we were to catch up every Thursday, then we could have just a little chat. There's things I want to ask. I mean, as we get nearer to Christmas, I want to know all about how it works on Christmas Eve. I want to know lots about the reindeer. I want to know about what happens when you get our lists and things like that. But I think next time we catch up, do you agree we should have a little conversation about how you've spent this last year?
Well, yes, why not? I mean, it has been a very busy year, as always, and also complicated a little bit this year with various little situations, as we all know.
Well, Father Christmas, I'm going to leave you to get on with all the things that you need to be doing today.
Okay.
We'll catch up same time next week, and we'll talk about how you've spent this year.
Kim, my dear, I really do look forward to that. And everyone else who's listening to us, look forward to next Thursday, because Thursday I'll let you into a little secret. It's one of my half days. I can have some time off. Mrs. Christmas doesn't mind, but some of the elves get a little bit annoyed because they have their shifts going on through different days, you see, and they sometimes they get a little sort of worried that they may be off on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and they get concerted about that, whereas I am always free on the Thursdays, you see.
Brilliant. We'll see you next Thursday.
Kim, it'll be a pleasure as always. Bye-bye.
I love you, Father Christmas.